On today's show, we play Impeach Games, plus we talk about Netflix's Messiah, and we have guests Alberto Zeni from Narcos, Iván Emilio, and the music of Haven. Welcome to the zoo. All right, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
All right. So you know what everyone's gonna think about this show?
Yeah.
What?
How does these three models find each other?
It's three dudes, but they're gonna just assume that
It's a sausage party.
Well, they're gonna assume that I'm gay too, right? And I'm fine with that.
But they could see your outfit, so don't worry.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Dude, I remember when I had like this one girlfriend that, you know, she had a lot of gay friends, and I went out with her one time to like a gay club in West Hollywood. And this was back like in 2006, 2007 when I still was wearing baggy jeans. And they were like, everyone's gonna tell that you're straight because you're wearing really baggy jeans.
What? No, don't judge a book by its cover, because
I know.
I've seen some gay guys that are very,
Those are just those are curious guys.
Yeah.
Those are curious
There's some
guys.
gay guys that
All right, but
also
that's not what
do
we're gonna talk about today.
Okay.
We're gonna play. Right now, everything's impeach. So we're gonna play impeach games of our own.
Okay.
That brings us to today's
Big deal.
All right, before we get into our own impeach games, do you even know what impeaching is? It's not impeach.
No, I know. That's like when they grab the president and then they vote to get him out of the office.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
so, well, it's a two-pronged process. The impeachment is basically an indictment, meaning we're going to try you. But then there's the trial part. Now, the impeachment part, it comes from the House.
Oh, so you have to be like accused, and then you have to accept the trial.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the impeachment
Gotcha.
is the indictment, so he's been indicted.
Okay.
But then the Republicans own the Senate? Run the Senate,
Yeah.
so
Right.
nothing's might
Are you
not
really
happen.
political?
We learned, I've been trying to do a lot more reading instead of crying and masturbating. But what we learned in these recent weeks is that you could be impeached and still kill people.
And yeah. And stay
Damn,
president.
let's not even get this depressed on the show,
so here's what we're
please.
gonna do. We're gonna impeach people in society,
Yes.
and we're gonna indict them.
Your style.
Doesn't
my
necessarily
God.
mean anything's gonna happen to them.
There's a
but they're gonna
two-step
be
process here
indicted.
on the zoo, too?
Yes.
Okay.
Two
So
steps.
I'm impeaching Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, why?
Because that song just, like this breathless, half-effort way of singing,
I love it.
it
Yeah,
rubs
you're
me
a
the
bad
wrong way.
guy.
It
That one,
kind of
right?
rubs me the
I don't
right
get
way.
to the chorus.
Oh.
I don't get to the, it's like that effort, like I'm not putting in an effort, I'm not even using my entire breath to sing. It's like, dude, you're not that cool.
I'm impeaching her colorist, because who has green
my
roots?
gosh, yes,
Who has
I
green
will.
roots? I was like, what is she, a shrinky dink?
No, it's too much. And the other thing is, I hate that billboard of her with the white socks because I can't
Yeah,
stand white
I
socks.
know.
Are you
I
wearing
haven't
white
seen
socks?
that one.
I hate white socks.
Okay.
Especially on a woman.
Okay.
Because white socks get dirty. So
Okay.
when I look at white socks, I'm thinking stinky and dirty.
Yeah.
Stinky, dirty, gray socks.
But she kind of looks a little dirty, too.
I
you
know!
She
You know,
does.
like she...
But is she from Canada?
I don't know. I don't
She
know where
seems
she's
like,
from.
because Canadians are like white people that always could use like an extra scrub because they don't
No,
take
but
showers
don't they say
every
that
day.
Canada's really clean compared to the U.S.?
The streets, not the people.
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
there.
Just their bodies from the
Canadians
healthcare.
are gonna impeach our show.
We need to impeach Canada out of the United States.
Out of the United States? What do you mean?
You're not somebody that would even know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Okay, so let's get to Nikki. Who are you
Yes,
impeaching?
I'm impeaching Elon Musk because he's building this SpaceX rocket,
Okay.
and now there's this pressure of that. Now I have to get rejected on another planet. Like, let's just stay here.
Okay.
I don't need to go anywhere else. I'd also like to impeach who's ever making all these Instagram filters where there's like the quiz on the head.
Oh my gosh, but I love those.
First of all, I took the Disney one and I got the Hunchback in Notre Dame, so I have a lot of anger.
What?
Yeah, I know. My therapist is gonna get an earful this week.
Wait, but isn't Elon doing that tunnel that's gonna take you like straight to
I'm
Vegas?
down with the tunnel, but is that going to cause earthquakes?
Or is I don't know.
Before we get
I
into
barely know what an impeachment is. You want me to know
Between we
about
get into a
earthquakes?
conversation that'll give you an aneurysm, and I'll bring that. By the way, there's going to be a callback later on in the show with Alberto Zeni. I'm going to bring up the fact that you get a stroke whenever you
Yeah.
do two things at the same time.
Okay, yes.
Which is what I'm trying to do right
Okay.
now. I was gonna
my
do like
God,
my
you're horrible.
half my
We
mouth.
are-
I
no,
know that would have been
ballsy.
that,
I'm
hey,
serious.
People with strokes should be boycotting me.
I'm
intensely.
serious. No,
I'm sorry, man.
You're
If I
gonna
have a
get
stroke, I
impeached
don't
by
mean
the
to.
people.
That's not a joke. Yes.
Go ahead and tell me who you would impeach.
I'm gonna impeach telemarketers because I'm like, how in the world, telemarketers.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, how in the world do you get my phone number and then you call me and bother me while I'm driving to work? I'm like, I just hang up on those people. I can't stand them.
They called you on the way over here?
Yes, they did.
For what?
For stupid stuff like political things, like, have you voted for this and that and that? And I'm like, I could care less. I don't even like know who you are. Bye.
I was the telemarketer.
You were a
No, so was I.
telemarketer
So was I.
in college. I'm sorry.
No, you know what I used to do? Check this out. Well, I did customer service for a bank back in the Southland in Florida, and they call up, and I would hate to have to deal with them. That was like this was my last real job before working in the media, and I would just put my phone on mute. And so the call would come in, the call would come in, and there'd be somebody going, hello? Hello? And this happens, when you just get no,
bad.
and I would just wait there until they hung up. And then every once in a while, and you know that the supervisor listens in, but I knew the supervisor wasn't listening in. So
That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that next time.
But what, you have a telemarketing job on the side?
No. Whenever they call me, whenever the telemarketers call me, when they say hello, I'm just gonna leave it on mute. And
Well, I would do that to them, but that's why I have such bad luck with customer service, because it's karma.
Oh,
I get customer service people that are just like.
But you know what also annoys me too? That I would love to impeach those people that are at the mall at those stands and they're trying to sell you.
Kiosks.
Yes.
I know. I don't need a cream made of mud.
Well, I kind of do, but I'm like, I don't want to be harassed to buy it because you're gonna give me like the employee discount.
What about the guy selling CDs of their hip hop music on Venice?
Impeach them too, honey. I do not care for that. Put it on Spotify and I'll listen to it for free.
Any
and if I
groups
really
of
like it,
people
I'll
that you
buy
want to
it.
impeach?
BTS.
BTS,
The
why?
group for the Korean group?
Yeah.
Every time I say BTS, I think behind the scenes.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe that's what it means in Korean.
No. That's not what it means.
Wait, well, why don't you like them?
It's not that I don't like them, the music I don't really, I can barely speak English. How about that? So I
don't understand what they're saying, but I like the beat. I don't mind it.
The music, I like their dance moves, and I like they all wear the same clothes. They kind of remind me of like a soccer team that could just overtake a city.
Okay, but let's be our own. We're gonna be our own K-pop group right here. This is the dance move. Stay ready?
Okay.
We're gonna go ta 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 ta. Ready?
Okay.
And we're gonna do it like a few times. Ready?
Okay.
Left, right, right. Left, right, right. Left, right.
Damn,
And then
we're
high
gonna-
fives, all three.
I mean, if we're gonna keep up like this, honey, I don't know if anybody's gonna buy a ticket to any of our concerts. We're gonna go bankrupt at that first performance.
Does anybody know a choreographer?
I do know a choreographer. I think she can help us like desperately.
Humberto, is this your move in the club? Is that how you bring the ladies in?
Oh my gosh, Umberto, please.
Wow, you're like Shakira. I think you should do the halftime show.
We should do the half. Oh, who was gonna impeach
no.
J-Lo?
Huh?
Weren't you gonna impeach J-Lo?
No, I love
Who was
J-Lo.
gonna impeach J-Lo?
Nobody's gonna impeach J-Lo.
I think Andres the director wanted to impeach J-Lo.
The Oscar committee?
Because she's done all this already several times.
Yeah.
Just be things.
P things?
Be things.
Oh, B things.
The halftime show that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know who would be a great halftime show for the Super Bowl? Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't think she's big enough. She doesn't have that much
No, we're
shine
making a
for it
halftime
to
show on
be.
Billie Eilish. Look, we gotta go. All right, listen. When we come back after the break, we're gonna talk about Messiah.
Yes.
He's gonna go to the junket, the new Netflix show. I know you've seen it. Me, my man. We'll be right back in the zoo.
Don't
Ready?
impeach us.
Left, right. Come on.
Okay.
Left, right. We'll be right back on the zoo. We are back on the zoo on LATV, which stands for several things, but among them Latino alternative television. And now I'm gonna bring it to our panel here.
Okay.
Dennis and Nikki.
Hello.
Yes.
My Jew buddies.
Jew
Our new
buddies?
K-pop- Two buddies.
Oh, two buddies.
Bro, listen, I know I'm Mumu, but you also have like you.
I'm sorry, I haven't cleared out
I'm actually
the
his
earwax.
nurse. I'm here to translate.
You're wearing a
everything.
white top,
Yes,
so you're
that's
doing
right.
nursing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a nurse?
No, but
I can imagine you being like a good male nurse, though.
Oh my God.
I can imagine it.
because you could see me giving a colonoscopy.
That too. It's time. You have like the tube. It's time. And then like one guy's like, no, but another guy's like, all right, fine. And one lady's like, I need.
Or nah.
Have you ever? No, not a colonic. I've had a colonic. Have you ever had a colonic?
I had a
I've never.
colonoscopy.
For what?
Did it come out okay?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Okay. Do you know what we're
I
talking
just
about?
ate too much
Yeah, it's
Taco
a
Bell.
colonoscopy.
Have you ever had a colonic though?
Never.
Or a colonic
Neither of
irrigation.
those.
I've had two types.
¿Y qué te
really?
sacaron?
I've had the type where the woman, it was her name was, God, what was her name? It was this like just very amazing
Billie Eilish?
African woman. No, maybe, I don't know. But she would have a tube. It was a tube, and then she pumped water into your anus. I didn't like that one. I gotta be honest. That wasn't for me. Then there's another one with a small little like spigot that they put in, and they just have water running into you. The water goes into your intestines and it comes back out.
How does that come out? Like, what point of dinner? Just like, be fun.
So this is what I
Before
should do.
dessert.
So I should get a what is it? A colonic
irrigation.
I
It's
should
called
get
colonic
it before I get
irrigation.
laid. That sounds like what do you
Actually, I gotta be honest with you. She goes, I have two major clients. One, professional fighters who need to cut weight.
Oh my gosh, really?
And two, people that are, they got a good, Tinder, Grinder, something going on.
Oh,
How did you feel
damn.
after? Did you feel like a paperweight?
Yeah, it felt good because what happens is you fill it up with water, you fill it, and then it just.
Did it feel good
By the
from
way,
behind?
this
Like
isn't a
log
good segue
flume.
into. Can we just get to what we're coming up next?
We're gonna get colonic when we come back.
Okay.
All three of us.
This is what's happening. We only have a minute to talk about this right now. I know you like it. Maria went to the junket of the new show Messiah on Netflix. Have you seen it? Okay,
I've
what do you
heard great
think?
things.
It's great things. It's a
Yeah.
pretty good show. I've actually watched it. Go ahead.
It's juicy. I mean, there's a lot of controversy around it. You know?
Why is it controversial?
Because of the whole gay thing and whatnot.
It's
You know,
like,
I don't want to give it away for the people who
Well,
haven't seen it yet.
he's I think a Palestinian refugee in the show. So he's Middle Eastern, Islamic, and gay. Yeah. The Christian church was going bonkers,
Right.
but it's very well done. Have you seen it?
Not yet, but I've heard great things.
How dare you? We're gonna revoke the gay card
Oh
from you.
no! Oh, but I love Celine Dion.
Oh, okay.
Do I still get to keep it?
She
What
not a gay
about-
diva?
no,
I
and
mean,
colonics?
Not to me, but you
Who
know.
was the other one? The other singer?
Cher.
No, not Cher. In the 70s.
That did colonics?
No, I think okay. Maria, take it away. Check this out. It's the Messiah. Netflix. It's amazing. Watch.
Does he get a colonic too?
The activist people are calling Al-Masih. Some people are calling him a prophet.
He saved my daughter's life.
Or maybe he's a terrorist.
This man is the poster boy for America's problems.
What a concept. The Messiah coming back, and it goes to a little town in Texas. Tell me a little bit about that storyline. You being a pastor and a father of Rebecca, so this rebel teenage that doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Well, I play Pastor Felix Higuero, who leads a small congregation in of a small church in a tiny little town in Texas, and is challenged by financial burdens of the community and the congregation. And he's going through a rough patch in his life, and the appearance of Al-Masih in the town coincides with certain unexplainable occurrences that he can only come to the conclusion that it must be divine.
Eva is very after him, and
Yes.
her boss is like, why is she that obsessed with that specific case? What do you think?
I think that finding out the truth about him is a convenient distraction for her having to confront her own truth and having to face her own fears. And it allows her to keep moving in a direction in which is farther and farther from who she is. But I would say that I respect her commitment. I respect her dedication. She's incredibly uncompromising. I'd say I'm pretty uncompromising myself in a lot of ways. I can be. So I really appreciate that about her.
She goes through a lot.
She goes through a lot. She goes through a lot, as do all of the characters. And I find that that's what I not just loved about Eva, but I love about all the characters, is that we're all quietly kind of suffering or in search of something that's missing in our lives.
The show does a really good job on keeping you thinking he might be the Messiah, or
Yes.
he might be a scam. I don't know. I watched the entire season. It's like, but I want to believe he's the Messiah.
See, I love that you want to believe that. And, you know, I think that's a wonderful thing. I encourage people to watch it with other people, with friends and family or partners, because the takeaway is very different, I find. And that's what's so compelling about the show. I think it provokes that conversation. I think it's an important conversation to have.
If the Messiah had to come, what would you say are the characteristics? What would you think the Messiah embodies?
I don't know. It's a good question. It's a hard question because I guess in the show, no one really knows how they're gonna react until, you know, he's put in front of their face and people's belief systems sort of break down, or you're looking at yourself in a completely different way. I think you can come across people like that in life in general. I know that I've met a lot of people that allow me to see myself in a completely different way. So that is the question of the show too. How do you know? How do you not know if
I know,
if the
it
Messiah is
gives
not
you-
the Messiah?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the point, you know.
Yeah.
Is your world good? Is it evil? What you see will be your choosing.
Okay, if you guys thought Messiah was hot, just wait till you see our next guest, Alberto Zeni from Netflix. So stay here, folks. It's gonna get muy caliente. the latest addition to Narcos México, Mr. Alberto Zeni. Bienvenido a esta jaula, mi amor. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien.
All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Wow!
All right. No. Narcos is not in Colombia anymore.
No, it's in Mexico.
I know.
Yes.
So let me just pick this up. So what I'm saying is you're not going to take the lead on the Narcos on the first question because I'm the biggest Narcos fan here. Or are you?
Huh?
Or no, are you the biggest Narcos fan?
I am.
Are you the biggest Narcos fan?
Yes.
We're gonna kill each other.
I'm the
Who's
biggest Narcos fan.
Are
But
you?
I gotta
Go.
It drops February 13th.
Okay.
He says we're gonna kill each other and see who's the biggest fan.
Right
Go.
now. It's a Monday. I can't. No violence yet.
All right.
that's
Let's wait
hilarious.
until Friday.
But
All right. Well, go. You go.
the new season drops on February 13th, and I'm single, so I'll be watching Alone in Bed on Valentine's Day. Now, it took you guys a year to work on this season.
Yeah.
What can fans expect?
Oh man, there's a lot of surprises. By the way, thank you very much. This is my first show in the U.S.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
There's nobody better.
I know. I can feel that already. Well, there's a lot of surprises. The whole situation about the DA getting illegally in Mexico and kind of coming as a shock team to dismantle the entire operation of everything that has to do with Narcos is just one of the biggest things so far. There's no rules, there's no bosses, there's no bureaucracy or anything like that. So there's going to be a lot of action.
Now you're playing a DEA agent.
I'm actually a Mexican agent, which functions as a liaison for the DEAs, but it's kind of the same idea. It's the same team.
Now, aren't you trying to save your brother or something? Like, aren't you undercover for this season?
Well, this is very funny because I said this is actually part of the background story that you're not going to see in the series.
Oh, okay.
An exclusive.
This is
wow.
exclusive. This is sorry. This is actually a background story that Walt Pressling, who's played by Scott McNairy, and my character, who's Samad Palacios, they have a deal in which my brother's in jail and he's going to get out of jail because I'm helping the team. So the whole idea is that I'm just going with the flow and I'm doing whatever I need to do in order to get my family together, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, who are the main? Let's catch people up because a lot of people, know the first couple of seasons followed Pablo Escobar in Colombia, and then it went to the Mexican cartels.
Right.
Who are the main cartel characters in this season?
Well, it's the same as last season. It's around the same timeline, or it's the same timeline in regards of Colombia and Mexico. Diego Luna, who plays Felix Gallardo, it's still in the second season. He's still the boss, and the Chapo Guzman and all of these characters that we are very familiar with are still going to be working in it, and they're going to start growing.
Honestly, I thought you were going to be like Diego Luna's like primo or something like that. The way that you look, I'm like, okay, he might be a bad guy.
Very seldom I hear anything like that in the U.S.
He's very because you look like you like, yes, you look like the good guy, but you look like you could be like one of those bad guys that look like the good guy, but you're really the bad guy.
Change on a drop of a hat.
Well, that's exactly what it is. This season, all the good guys are not entirely good guys, and all the bad guys, obviously, are not entirely bad guys.
Now, is there
so
pressure?
it balances out.
Is there pressure stepping into such a show that so many people, really love?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I was very scared.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh wait, scared of the fans?
No.
Or let's be honest.
No. Why would I be scared of fans? Has anybody said anything?
So scared of the actual cartel?
No. I was scared of Wow.
No, because
very dark place.
It's a touchy show. Let's be honest.
It is. I've been actually getting a lot of questions about
I thought you were
that.
going to say you were getting a lot of phone calls.
A lot of phone calls from people.
A lot of private numbers.
Nobody there.
When it picks up, it's just heavy green.
Unknown. No, it was just the idea of working with people that have worked with Tarantino or Spielberg or have won awards throughout the world, and people that have big, long careers. And this is actually my first TV series in English.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was nervous about the entire experience, but I can tell you this, from day one, as soon as we started shooting, we became a family. And it was very light, it was very lighthearted, it was very, it was very familiar.
I'm glad the cartel's not after you. I'm relieved to hear
Don't
that.
give ideas to people, please.
No, God forbid.
He's like taking
If you go missing,
I'm just saying, they have comments.
I know.
God forbid.
Alberto, is it a bit of a relief for you to finally be on the show, though? Because you mentioned that you've auditioned for like 4 times?
7 times.
7 times?
I auditioned 7 times, yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
auditioned from the first season.
Which roles did you audition for? Do you still remember?
Well, it was 7 different roles.
Wow.
The one that plays Jose Maria Jaspic.
Okay.
The El Señor de los Cielos.
Yeah.
That was kind of the most iconic of all the auditions I did. But I auditioned 7 times for the same role.
Did you
for about 5
audition
years.
for the assistant to the Colombian president that was trying to take him out?
I did not, no.
Did you audition for the Colombian president that was trying to take him out?
No.
Because you have that.
Normally I audition for like narco people.
Wow.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Where did you get your start? Tell us
I
about.
don't get it. This face?
It's angelic.
Well, you can play both though, to be honest with you. Like, you don't look ni muy bueno ni muy malo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something, you're clean
like
cut,
Vlad.
but there's something about you that might be sinister. Tell us about, so you say this is your first American show, your first English show. Tell us a little bit about, where you got your acting start and all that stuff.
I've been in the acting world for about 20 years now. Okay. And I've mainly worked in Mexico. I did movies, TV shows. I had my own TV show. I did telenovelas, of course. Which camera is it? No. I've been doing a lot of work. I came to the States about 10 years ago, about 15 years ago, and then I went back for 5 years and came back.
Wow.
And in that time, I did a lot of publicity. I produced and directed a few short films, and I have been involved in creating like independent projects. I've been in a couple of independent movies and stuff like that, but nothing to the point of what I'm doing right now with this show. I mean, this is by far the biggest thing I've done.
How's the craft services on the set? That's what I always ask. I know how good a show is based on how good the food is on set.
Are you trying to say something to production, Maria?
Well, listen, we have cookies and banana bread out there, so.
And guacamole. So
we have guacamole?
Let's just mix them too.
We're set.
Everything is good with guacamole.
Now I have to ask, when you audition for a show 7 times, do you get bitter around time 6?
Oh, yeah.
Around time 4.
4?
Yeah.
Not even 6.
No, I was not bitter. I mean, I know the casting office for a long time, and they're great. And every time they invite me, I'm just like, it's awesome. But yeah, like the last time I did it, I was like, well, I'm going to do it one more time. And why not, And then I got it, and it was like, yeah, it was worth it. It was so worth it.
Well, we're going to do it with you one more time because we're going to go to a commercial break, and then we're going to come back with more Alberto Zeni. So don't move anywhere, folks.
We are back on the zoo with Narcos' Alberto Zeni. And sorry, I'm not trying to get you hurt or anything. You should have just said the fans are the ones that are after you, all right? We'll just keep it at the fans, because at least you can deal with the fans.
No, the fans are good. The fans are good.
I'm going to give you some mace.
Yeah.
A mace? Oh my gosh.
Yes. Mace.
He's going to give him a mace. Like one of those medieval things?
Right.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Dennis.
Sorry, I don't know. I really don't know.
He doesn't. What do you think about the success of Narcos with the American market, considering that at least a portion of it is in Spanish? It's not just, because a lot of times, we have shows here that feature American Latino characters,
right.
Growing up in LA, Miami,
right.
New York, Chicago, but these are Latin American stories from Latin America, and a lot of Spanish is in the show, yet it's resonating with, all kinds of audiences here in America. What do you guys think?
I think it's incredible. I mean, I think we are reaching a time when the population of the world is actually admitting the rest of the population of the world.
Yeah.
Like we open up to seeing content from English-speaking, see content from Spanish-speaking countries, or even like Korean.
Right.
Just like Korean pop,
They're obsessed.
What are they called? BTS?
Yeah. BTS is one of the Korean pop groups, K-pop groups.
There's like 25 people in the group. How big is the stage?
They keep shifting, and then nobody notices because
exactly.
they're so good, all of them.
I'm like, is this the stage crew or is this actually the band? Like who?
I think we reached a point where the quality of the content from everywhere in the world is so high and so well made that it just doesn't matter that it's not my own language. I will see it anyway.
Right. You know what's a lot of writers they get into this dead end where they have scripts about over-the-top characters, and a lot of times you'll hear this. I'm a writer as well. You'll hear this. Well, that character's not relatable, or those characters aren't relatable.
Mm-hmm.
And I get having to have characters that are relatable and making over-the-top characters relatable, but I think Narcos blows that concept out of the water. People want to know about the most insanely over-the-top characters that actually were based on reality, because sometimes the truth is so far-fetched that it's hard to believe. And that's what Narcos, was Narcos when you first saw it. Was it over the top to you, or was it did it ring very true?
Well, I mean, the first time I saw it, it was kind of weird because Wagner Moura didn't speak Spanish.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And you can
He's
tell.
not even Colombian.
He's
Brazilian, right?
Brazilian.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Americans loved it so much because they couldn't tell.
They
can't tell.
They can't tell. I know. Colombians were like, what the?
True, yeah. So I had a little bit of a hard time at the beginning, but he's such an amazing actor.
He is. I'll give that to him.
Even by the second season, he was speaking Spanish like he was a native, and he sounded Colombian, and he sounded from Medellin, and he was like, it was just mind-blowing. And I think it just... yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Thank you.
I forgot what I asked.
We were talking about like the globalization of the series and whatnot.
Now let's talk about some other things you do because you're not just acting. You're also launching social media platforms.
Yeah.
Are you gonna become like the Mexican Mark Zuckerberg? Is that what it is?
No, he's gonna play Mark Zuckerberg in a movie in Mexico about Facebook.
The Mexican version of it. No, but more like Jeff Bezos, maybe.
Oh, baby. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that, and I'll take what is it? Free 2-day delivery?
Don't cheat on your wife.
Delivery. Oh wow. Well, I don't have one right now, though. It's all right. Yeah, we're launching a social media platform for crowdfunding that is called Me There.
Okay.
Me There.
As in me there. I'm like I get inspired by you. I see
But you're
myself
spelling it
creating
M-E, not M-I.
No, M-E.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
English.
It's like the English.
And you're
English.
connecting brands with influencers?
No. What we're doing is we are developing the social media version of crowdfunding. Like if you ever crowdfunded anything, you know that the platforms are you expose your product or your project or whatever it is that you're going to do, and then you get a lot of people involved, and they give you a certain amount of money, which is a pledge, and then you give them something back at the end of the race.
Right.
So what we're doing right now, it's just take it to the next level, which is also creating the same opportunity for people that are creating content that is not necessarily a product, but it's also an idea, or at the same time opening the door so people can connect. Like if you have a certain kind of project or product, and then you have another piece, and maybe if you get together, this actually becomes something bigger, or you create a new industry, or you do whatever you want, right? So we're making it more accessible and easier and entertaining, so people actually get to accomplish their dreams. And they get no excuses, you know, because sometimes we have this idea is like, well, I don't know people with money, or I don't know if people are gonna
people
like
with
it.
money.
I'd like to know more.
Yeah, I'd like to know a couple more.
There you go. Or I don't know if people are gonna like it, or I don't know how to talk to people. So the whole purpose of this platform is that you start creating an opportunity for yourself, you start educating yourself, and you start testing early on before you spend 2-3 years developing something that people are not going to want.
Got it.
So you get the immediate reaction from the people who are following you that are also helping you fund the project, and then by the time you finish with the entire thing, you're going to be able to talk to people, you're going to develop your leadership skills,
Nice.
You're going to be able to create whatever product and project, and you're going to have a lot of people following you.
And you're going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're
That's
starting
the important part.
So you're starting social media platforms.
Yes.
You're a multi-instrumentalist. You speak multiple languages.
Yes.
What's one thing you can't do?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Comedy, stand-up. I don't know. I haven't done any stand-up.
Yes, you can.
Maybe I'll try it.
But wait, I want to backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
When does it launch? Me There.
We are probably going to be launching the beta test in a couple months, maybe 3 months.
And when does the alpha come out?
Probably by June.
And the omega?
Oh my gosh. And the
It's
beta?
never going to come, because that's the last version. There's never going to be a last version.
Now let's throw it back like a lot. Like I don't know how many years, but like a long time to like when you were working at Parque Plaza Sésamo, and I just like I'm wondering,
Worst favorite character
you know,
in the
who did you play at the Sesame Street, theme park?
Was
in
that what it was
Mexico?
called? That was
Yeah.
a Mexican
Parque
Sesame
Plaza
Street?
Sésamo, yeah.
Yeah, in my hometown in Monterrey. There's,
chévere.
it's been there for a while.
Wow.
Initially, I was not one of the characters. I was a kid, and they had the Chico Sésamo, which was like kids singing and dancing, and we had a separate show. And then eventually I did Bert, Ernie,
Wow.
and pretty much the Cookie Monster. Cookie
Is it
Monster
hot
was
in
so
there?
much fun.
Parque de Sésamo.
Plaza Sésamo.
Yeah.
Plaza Sésamo.
Did you
that's
think you'd be
the-
playing Sesame Street characters to go into a show about drugs? What was that transition like for you?
It was very natural and organic.
Yeah, right?
Like I'm seeing monsters.
Where can people follow you?
Instagram, Alberto Zeni, at Alberto Zeni, and Twitter, Alberto Zeni OF.
Okay, and we have Narcos this season. All right, if you're by yourself, maybe I don't know that I'm gonna go watch it with you, but I'll call you and we can live tweet.
FaceTime. You can FaceTime now.
Awesome. Dennis, take us away.
All right, we'll be back with more on the zoo. Thank you once again, Alberto, for being with us. Yeah. Don't move anywhere, folks. We'll be back. Folks, we are back and we're getting viral with our next guest, Mr. Iván Emilio.
I like to say infectious. Viral sounds icky. He's infectious.
Iván Emilio from Buzzfeed. And welcome to our cage, Papi.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get wild. 1, 2, 3.
Wow! Wow, okay, I'm getting used to this.
We just got penicillin. We're ready for this interview.
Right. Go for it, Dennis.
We're like a lot of caffeine in the morning.
Wait, high five.
Yes.
Oh, they do a high five. Okay.
High five.
Hey. Oh, there you go.
So you're on Pero Like.
I am.
Which I love the name of that because I'm from Miami. There's it's very Caribbean. Pero Like. Pero Like what? No, I'm asking you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love that too because I feel like people like say it like as if just in their regular days like Pero like this, and now every time I hear someone say Pero Like, I'm like, you're reminding me of my job now.
Of your dog?
Yeah, of my job.
Oh,
yeah, my dog.
Is Pero Like just you?
No.
It's like
okay,
but there's another one. Pero Likes.
The rundown. So Pero Like was started by Jenny Lorenzo. Maybe that's the one you're thinking of. Well, she was one of the co-creators of Pero Like. But now we are 6 producers and talent. It's me, it's Curly, it's Maya, it's Gadiel, it's Claudia, it's Eli. And we're basically just kind of like a melting pot of this Latino-rich culture. And what we do is every week we kind of come up with fun ideas to produce videos of. Wow. And we're always behind the cameras and also in front of the camera. So let's say that this week I'm shooting a video about trying this new Latino food. Then I'm like producing it, so I'm behind the camera, and then I invite like my other Pero Like friends to be in the video, and then the same way around. So we're always collaborating, and it's super fun.
Is that more pressure though? Because now it's like, oh goodness, I gotta be not only in the front, but now I have to come up with the ideas on the back.
I feel like I've gotten used to it, but at first it was a little bit of a pressure because you have to continue to like think of ideas, and at first you think you're gonna run out of ideas.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
We shoot like
we've eaten every Latino food we can think of.
Did you bring any of the coquito you just made?
No, I'm sorry. They drank it all, but that coquito was
so good.
Really strong.
And I love how much liquor you put in it.
Yeah, that was the one I made with Carlos Ponce?
Yes, that's right.
I like Carlos Ponce more, but I don't know.
The coquito? I should have brought him instead.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Going back to like doing things at the same time, one time I asked Dennis to walk and chew gum at the same time, and he almost had a stroke.
Oh my God. It's terrible. I mean, I don't know if I can die. It takes a lot for me to do 2 things at once. Wow. I can barely do this show, imagine.
Hey, unless it's sexual things. Then you can do 3 things at the same time.
Then I'm like, what is it when you're ambidextrous? I'm ambidextrous when it comes to that.
I know, and let's not make it, we always make people blush on the show.
Okay.
You're blushing.
Does BuzzFeed understand Latino culture? Do they come to you guys? Do the white people on BuzzFeed come around and knock on the door of the Pero Likes and get, guys, can you explain this?
Question on what's coquito?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great question. So what I love is that they give us the freedom to kind of like explore and come up with the ideas and stuff, because obviously they are not as knowledgeable as us.
But who has the final say when it comes to those videos like that are more geared towards the Latin audience? Is it the Pero Like team or is it the white people?
No. So the Pero Like team have a manager, like a boss, and she is kind of like the one who approves most of the videos. But most of the time it's a collaborative environment where we are in a meeting and I'm like, oh, I have this idea about this, and then the whole team kind of pitches in, and then this idea becomes this other big idea. And then the manager like gives the final stamp of approval, and then I'm off to like produce this video.
Nice.
Have you guys gotten into arguments with people at BuzzFeed over the word football, and that you don't say soccer, you show the soccer ball, and they say this is football because you play with your feet, and what you guys call football in America is not football? Or that's not a BuzzFeed conversation, let's be honest.
That is a great idea for a video you just gave me. So
perfect.
Maybe, yeah.
Wow.
Can you just throw me a shout out?
Yeah, I'll have you like be in it.
You better get royalties, Umberto.
Yeah, 20%.
Screw the shout out.
Now, when you first moved to LA, you started with BuzzFeed, and you really had to work your way up to this position.
Yes.
So, I mean, what do you have to say to people that you fought your way up to where you are right now? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like a roller coaster. I started in January 2017 as an intern, and then I was an intern for 3 months, and then they extended me for 3 more months. and then I became a fellow.
What's the difference,
for
though?
Pedal-like? So the fellowship was, as an intern, you were kind of just PAing, like you were a production assistant helping other producers. As a fellow, you were producing a video a week, but under like guidance and stuff. But the pressure was on because you were kind of like nervous. Are they gonna hire me or not? And like I have to finish a video every single week, which is kind of hard because we were like shooting and editing and producing and like doing all the things like by myself.
Wow.
And then at the end of the fellowship, I didn't get hired as a producer at first, but I always knew that I kind of wanted to work with BuzzFeed. So I asked them, okay, so like what do I need to improve on for me to like actually get hired someday? And they told me, they gave me notes.
Sure.
And I always kept this like relationship with Pedal-like and their team, and they always like loved me and supported me. And then BuzzFeed called me to freelance for a scripted series, and then after that I freelanced for the social media team. But I always kept my relationship with Pedal-like, and on my free time I was always saying like, oh, you need help on this? Like, I have this idea, can I like shoot it on my free time? And they loved that, and then at some point they felt ready for me to like become part of the team. And like about 6 months ago, I became part of the Pedal-like team officially.
Wow, congratulations.
Nice.
Wow.
Almost 3 years later.
That is tenacity. That's good. That's sticking
What
around.
advice do you have for like an intern that may be starting at like a big company and they feel like a small fish in a big pond?
I feel like always be open to feedback and never take anything like, personal, because you're learning and they're there to help you learn and grow. And I feel like I learned that the hard way, because at first I was a little receptive to feedback, but then I was like, no, they're actually like wanting me to succeed. So I feel like most of the time people want you there to succeed. So if it's not working now, just keep working hard. And keep learning, and then at some point you'll get there.
Now that you've gone into, you're full time at BuzzFeed, you're also doing a little acting and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something that you really want to pursue now more full time?
Yeah, so what I love about Pedal-like and BuzzFeed is that they're giving us exposure, which is great, and now in the Hollywood world. So now I'm kind of like looking for the next steps, and of course like still being with BuzzFeed, but kind of like exploring other opportunities, whether it's acting, hosting, going to auditions and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very excited for what the future brings.
Well, you better get us on one of those videos.
Anytime, let's make a keto.
Thank you so much for joining us, Iván. We're gonna be back with our next guest, Haven. So once again, don't move anywhere. Just stay there. Stay on the couch. Stay glued. Tie yourself up.
You don't have to go to the bathroom yet.
We'll be back with more of the Zoo. We have finally added some female power to this episode because we have the lovely Haven with us on the Zoo right now. Are you ready to go crazy, girl?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Wow! Nice. Oh, they didn't even tell you what to do.
I didn't know we were doing the wow.
You're an extra.
Okay, I thought you were natural. No, you weren't. Okay, good.
No,
Well, you
that's fun though.
You pick up on things real quickly, I see.
So you recently put out your debut single.
I did.
Swimming in My Feelings.
I love that title.
Me too.
Oh, thank you.
And I love the song.
I drown in my feelings.
Same.
I need to swim in my feelings,
paddle.
but I drown.
Right now, get me a paddle. So I gotta ask, is this song about anybody in particular?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's about the first time I started coming to LA, I met a boy. He was a model. I fell for him pretty fast. Yeah, don't do that.
Haven.
It's not a good idea. Yeah, and we dated for it was literally like a few weeks, and I figured out, oh, this isn't gonna work.
Why not?
So we're not throwing him a life raft.
So, but at the end of it, I was like, I just felt like I was just swimming in his feelings.
Are you like Taylor Swift, that you you break up with somebody and then you write a song about them? Is that how Haven does it?
It's inspiration, man. You gotta be inspired by something,
I know, it's hard not to. I mean, you don't, you want to be nice, but at the same time, it's my job to write. You know what I mean? So if it's, you gotta write about it.
Look, when you make art, you have to be inspired to get the best art. If that inspires you, and being depressed about something is inspiration.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, I always say, an artist should never let a good depression go to waste, because you can get a lot of stuff out of it.
It's healing too, and that's really cool that you can have that gift to
And he's gonna be bragging about that. Maybe not now, but like in a couple years, he's gonna be like, "Oh, she wrote a song about me."
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know how badly you talk about him in this song. I mean, I was like, is it about somebody or is it just about love in general? You know.
And the song is being already supported by Radio Disney and iHeart. So how does that feel to have your debut single have such support right out of the gate?
It's crazy. I grew up a total Disney kid.
Same.
100%. So it was amazing to, be in the studio and be talking to them, be on the radio, and hearing the song on the radio for the first time on Radio Disney was crazy because it's like, it's your kid dreams coming true because it's Disney. You know
there's
what I mean?
a different version for Radio Disney, is that correct?
There's a small difference.
Oh, what is it? Like, I don't get it though. Is it because it's more kid friendly?
Yeah, it's just like you can't say like hell, so you have to say heck and like just small things like that. So you have to like
God forbid.
Yeah, no hell. So you have to go in and like just tweak a few things for Disney.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I imagine you have a great look. You have a great complexion.
Thank you.
All right, so I
love
imagine
your
Disney
hair.
loves like the look and all that stuff. But they're like, change the word hell. We can't do hell.
Yeah.
You have
Which I
such
understand.
beautiful hair. I'm looking at you and just picturing if I was to go like this, what I would look like with her hair. I love it. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank
and you're only 20 years old.
Yeah.
Of course that relationship was gonna work out. You're still young. It's about learning. These are learning steps. You know?
I have time.
You have a new single coming out too on Valentine's Day.
I do.
What's it called?
It's called Be With You.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's opposite of like, it's not a Valentine's Day song per se.
So you're not swimming anymore, you're back on land.
We're back on land.
Are you dating someone right now?
I'm not right now.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty focused on the music stuff. If it comes up and the right person comes along, 100%. But right now I'm single.
How important is it for you to be involved in the writing of your own songs? Because there's a lot of musicians or singers, we'll just call them singers and dancers and performers that just, they write for them. But, why is it important for you to write songs?
It's very important for me. I think I signed my first pub deal at like 13 and I was in sessions every single day writing. And I've been in sessions almost every day since I was like 12, 13.
When you say
writing.
sessions, what exactly is that?
Like writing sessions when you go in and you write a song with a producer or another writer. And I've always been a writer first. It's been my main passion.
Wow.
And I was talking to my manager, like I've been writing so much for so long. And I love, like that's my main.
But how did you get into writing music so early? Is your family musical?
It was always in me. Not really. We're kind of more sports oriented.
Wow.
But even when I was like in elementary school, I would write about like playground drama. I would write a song about it. It was just always something. I would always be writing songs.
Whoever pushed you off the monkey bars,
exactly.
they got it.
No joke. There's like songs about like playground
Tommy
stuff
Haven wrote a song about you.
It's always been my way of handling stuff.
And you toured with such huge artists like Lady Antebellum.
Wow.
Thomas Rhett. You started touring when you were 15. When you go on your own tour, what have you learned from them?
Oh man, I think honestly, one of the biggest things is just to be good to the people that are helping make the show go on and be good to the openers and everybody, because I always appreciated it as an opener when people were like kind to me and made me feel like welcome and everything. So I hope that when I am hosting my own tour that I can do the same for
Well, you
people.
will soon. And thank you for being here on the Zoo. We loved
thank
having you.
you.
But it's time to wrap up the show. So you're going to play us out.
Yeah.
What are you going to be playing for us?
I'm going to play my new single, Be With You, coming February 14th.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you, guys.
You better make us cry, honey.
Thought you were a nice guy, just the type that I like. Kinda do me right. Switch up like a nightlight. What is this, like fight night? Sucker punch like I'm blind. Making me feel like I'm making me feel like I'm making me feel like I'm tongue-tied. I don't know what to say. I give it all the way. Feels like it was yesterday, day. When they said love is blind, yeah, I guess they were right. My mom threw all my things right out the door. My dad said he don't trust me anymore. No, everything I had, I let it go just to be with you, be with you. Everyone who knows me thinks I'm dead, 'cause I ain't even hanging with my friends. No, everything I had, I let it go just to be with you, be with you. Hey. Used to make me breakfast, now you got me starving. be the girl that you miss. Now I'm just a side chick. Used to be selective. Now you say you can't pick. Making me feel like I'm making me feel like I'm making me feel like I'm worthless. I don't know what to say. I give it all away. Feels like it was yesterday, day. When they say love is blind, yeah, I guess they were right. I'm threw all my things right out the door. My dad said he don't trust me anymore. No, everything I had, I let it go just to be with you, be with you. Everyone who knows me thinks I'm dead, 'cause I ain't even hanging with my friends. No, everything I had, I let it go just to be with you, be with you. Hey.
Wow. High five.
Thank you.
Girl, I can see a reggaeton remix already of this song, okay?
I wanted to get out a lighter in the middle of that and just go left to right.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Thank you so much for being here. We want to thank our other guests, Alberto Zeni and Iván Emilio. And you can follow us at The Zoo on LA TV and follow LA TV networks across the board. Till next time, peace.
Bye.